Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over a comp that my friend was using in GBL around rank 9, 2500 rating. I believe he went up 150 rating using this team, going 14-1. We're going to go over those games right now, but before we do that, definitely hit that subscribe button to get more content from me, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so we're going to be going over Aerosol's run through Premier Cup in the first day or so. And he's going to be using Swampert in the lead with Snorlax and Metagross in the back. Basically, Snorlax is the safe swap, and Metagross is the hard counter to Togekiss, which is supposedly going to be running rampant in Premier League. But it's the first couple of days. We'll see what actually comes to be. It does seem like there's a lot of Metagross in the meta right now. And don't worry about the screen capture here. I guess he's using a wider device than I'm used to, and couldn't get it into the slot there. So coming in with Machamp, and actually Machamp is, while it's a fighting type and it's doing pretty good damage to Metagross, it's actually got really bad moves considering Cross Chop just doesn't do too much damage. So the Metagross is able to get off extra Meteor Mash here, and Meteor Mash actually does a ton to Machamp, so definitely going to have to shield that if he runs in that situation. Good catch here on the Swampert. Every move is going to be resisted from Magnezone into Swampert, and actually from what I've noticed, Magnezone is actually a really good pick here in the Premier Cup just because it's very good against the meta. And it looks like we're going for Hydro Cannon here. It is pretty low already, so just one of these Hydro Cannons might be enough. Yep, and then we have energy enough to use this on Machamp. I don't think this will KO, but it'll bring it super low for the next thing to come in and take it out. Unless we make it to another? No. But so we have a shield advantage, and this is the last Pokemon anyways, so we're pretty good here. So in that game, we saw the lead won by us, so if we ever see the lead lost, I'm assuming that Snorlax will come in immediately as a safe swap to try to reset the back matchups and to try to win switch through Snorlax. I believe this moveset that he's using here on Snorlax is Lick, Body Slam, and Superpower, which is interesting. I know I've been using Snorlax as well, but I've been using Earthquake. I might have to try out Superpower since it's faster to get to in general. So coming into this matchup, the only thing Metagross really has to worry about is the Flamethrower. So you can decide whether or not you want to farm down and use a shield, or just throw immediately, and that's what Aerosol did here. And he used it, and the Togekiss shielded, so in that case you can farm down afterwards. But if he hadn't shielded, he would have just gotten through the Togekiss there, just no problem. Garchomp coming in. Garchomp's actually really good, especially against Metagross in general, but we have such an energy advantage that he's able to get two Meteor Mashes off here, which Garchomp is a little bit on the squishier side, so definitely would need to shield, but he is out of shields, as you can see there. Gonna get farmed down by this Metagross, but we're just gonna come back in with Swampert. Oh, we're actually coming back in with the full health Snorlax. I guess it makes sense. Just try to get it as low as possible. And looks like he makes him use his energy, comes back in with Swampert. Probably will shield if a Meteor Mash comes up here, even though it is resisted. I actually don't think it would KO. Earthquake might KO at that range, but have the shield, might as well use it. Throw the Earthquake, KO the Metagross. Yeah, so I actually haven't been using Swampert, so just watching these actually makes me want to try it out. I don't think I have 100% Swampert, but I think I do have a 96, so we might try to max that out, especially since we don't have the rare candies to go in to regular Master League with a legendary like Dialga or Giratina Origin, things like that. So interesting pick here, Gardevoir, which is going to be Fairy and Psychic types, so it's going to be taking super effective from these Steel moves, and our opponent actually just quits out, knowing that it already lost the lead and the back matchup. Probably had something else weak to Metagross in the back, or even Swampert. So, interesting starter here. Oh my gosh, what is that thing's name? It's Rhyperior. Rhyperior is going to be really good against... it depends if it has Mud Slap. If it has Mud Slap, it's going to be super good against Metagross. If it has the rock move, it's going to be very good against Dragonite, Gyarados, and Togekiss. So looks like we tried to call a bait there, but have a ton of energy. Maybe he's just trying not to get farmed down by the Rhyperior. But he actually comes in with Metagross, and it's just going to do like one bullet punch. But it's going to take a couple of these. Do we get to the second? No. But we can come back in with Swampert here. So the one thing... Okay, so they didn't come back in with Swampert because I was just about to say Swampert's going to be good against both of these. So you might as well keep Swampert for the very good matchup in the back and have Snorlax just sort of whittle down this matchup. And these superpowers are actually going to be super effective, I believe. Yeah. Swampert just has to land one Hydro Cannon, but there are still 2 shields on Rhyperior. I imagine he'll use both of them here. Maybe he'll just use one and leave one for... Well, if he's using superpower, he's probably going to want to save those shields from Metagross, since this Rhyperior's already lost some defensive stats. And that's what it looks like he's doing. But we have so much energy here on Swampert, and Swampert's resisting those steel moves from Metagross that there really isn't any pressure here. And we can just go straight Hydro Cannons and hopefully get there. And even if he doesn't, he still has the half-health Snorlax in the back. Yeah. Probably just going to let this go. Shield up on Snorlax and farm down. Maybe even a Body Slam, even though it's resisted at this point, would take him out. But it looks like the licks are going to be enough. So one other thing to look for is actually if you have Shadow Snorlax, that's definitely something you could look into. I think the lick damage is +1 more. So lick doing 3 damage versus 2 damage is an insane jump. So if you have that with the frustration already tamed off, that might be something you might want to look into. Probably would be very good in this league. You can always shield to fast moves. That's not something you need to worry about necessarily. And there aren't too many fighting types that are going to be around to do double damage to Snorlax. This Earthquake comes through. Interesting. I guess he thought we were shield baiting that. So opponent quits immediately after that. I try to cut these starting as much as possible, but some of them get left in, so sorry about that. Okay, Dragonite versus Swampert. This is a really good matchup for the Dragonite, unless you have Swampert with Sludge Wave, which actually I've seen a lot of trainers using, but it just depends what you want the Swampert to beat. And if you want to beat the Togekiss even harder, or the Dragonites and Gyaradoses of the world, then maybe you want to go Sludge Wave. If you want to beat the Steel types, Magnezone, and Metagross, then maybe you just want to go for the straight Earthquakes. Really a choice that you can make as yourself. I think I would run... What would I run? I probably would run the Earthquake just in case you can get the baits off, right? So we come out of the Snorlax matchup with a 1 shield advantage here, now 2-1. That's the one good thing about Snorlax. He's going to pressure almost anything in this meta because there really is no hard counter that is meta defining at this point. Although I did see a Scavalier in one of my games, which was interesting. Dragonite's going to get farmed down here. We have 1.5 Meteor Mashes or 1 full Earthquake here. Really seems like Aerosol doesn't really like to bait. Just goes for the moves, and I can respect that for sure. He's going to try to catch a Meteor Mash, I think, here. Oh, really close to this Earthquake, though. I wonder if he has enough for a double Meteor Mash. I don't think so, so we can throw this Earthquake pretty safely, considering our opponent has no shields. That's really been the theme of these games so far, right? We're getting Snorlax to just take shields by just doing basic damage over time, and leaving our last 2 Pokemon, Swampert and Metagross, really setting them up for success there. Gyarados leads. So Dragon Breath and Waterfall are both viable. It really just depends on what you want to beat. Waterfall really hardcore beats Metagross because it's doing a lot of neutral damage, whereas the Dragon Breaths are going to be resisted, but the Dragon Breaths are really going to be doing a lot of damage to Dragonite, right? Waterfall Gyarados also would beat up a lot on the ground types that a lot of people are going. So I've seen a few, I was going to say Scavalier Excadrill, and I've seen a couple of Rhyperior as well. So just depends what you want to beat. I know I've been playing around a lot with Waterfall. I might try out the Dragon Breath, though. We got a lot of time here in Premier. That's the one thing you really got to note. we have a lot of time to play a lot of different types of teams. A lot of people have more access to these Mon than the usual Master League or even Ultra League Mon, so hopefully you've had a couple of these in your bag the whole time. I know for me, I quit playing for like a year or so, but I had a few hundos that I just leveled up because I didn't really have anything to spend Stardust on before PvP came around. So it's always nice to see like that 100 Dragonite that I have or the 100% Gyarados that I have just there and already powered up. It's really, really nice on the dust costs. Glaceon, that's another Pokemon you might see. It's going to be 4 times effective or double super effective against Dragonite, and then it's super effective against Togekiss. But I will say it is on the frailer side. A lot of the ice Pokemon you would think have really good matchups in this meta. The problem isn't the problem is there isn't really very many good ice Pokemon in general that have enough bulk to survive in Master League or in Max CP leagues. So even though you win those matchups, you do have to shield because Dragon Breath is just going to be doing so much damage to Glaceon, and the charms really add up as well. So it looks like we switched up the lead here. Snorlax, safe lead into safe lead, because Gyarados is a pretty safe swap in general, just like it was in... actually, both of these Mon were super safe Mon in Ultra League as well. I think I showcased both in my videos in Ultra League, and they probably have the exact same role here in Premier Cup. They both just do a lot of damage to each other with fast moves, and Snorlax is a little faster to get to these body slams, so he's going to have more pressure. You'll decide first whether or not you want to shield, and then you can probably pressure this Gyarados into shielding or taking it out. In fact, it looks like you could just lick it down. And we actually have the superpower. I think this was Magnezone if I saw the typings right at the top. And really lucky that we didn't lead the Swampert because it's going to be really good right now. He actually goes for the bait on the mirror shot, which has a chance to drop the defense, I believe. But like I said, on Swampert, you're not really scared of anything Magnezone can do. You resist everything, and even in the electric case, you double resist. And he just goes for the farm down and has 2 full flash cannons here, I believe. Or is it just 1.5? I didn't actually see. Yeah, we had 2.5 flash cannons. That's kind of crazy, or 2.25. So coming into the mirror matchup with a big deficit of energy like that is really going to cost you. So our opponent did have the shield advantage, which is going to help him out here. What I would think I would try to do here is try to catch on Snorlax. That's what he does, okay. And then maybe come back in with Swampert and farm down. You could even come in with Metagross here and farm down. Both are fine. Probably has Metagross in the back, right? So I will say I think I did 27 games of Premier Cup this morning. Metagross was on 26 of those teams. There was only one team that didn't have Metagross. It looks like this team actually didn't have Metagross on it, but that is a very rare occurrence, which is kind of crazy. Metagross has defined this meta. A lot of people thought it was going to be Togekiss, and Metagross obviously beats Togekiss. Almost certainly was the reason a lot of people brought Metagross at first, but now it just feels like Metagross has neutral matchups across like the field, and that Meteor Mash just hurts even in the matchups where it's resisted. So Snorlax into Dragonite, we probably can pull one of Dragonite's shields, whereas Snorlax doesn't really have to shield. Dragon Claws doesn't do very much damage, although we got hit by a Draco Meteor. Interesting. But the attack drop against Metagross even, you're definitely not even going to care. Even if this is a Draco Meteor, it's a 2-stage debuff, I believe. And we resist those dragon type moves because of our steel typing. So we're going to come into this next matchup at half life probably, but with 2 full Meteor Mashes, we're going to have so much shield pressure on whatever comes in here. And it's very possible he doesn't have a counter. Okay, he does. It's Empoleon. We're just going to go straight for the Earthquake, which is the better move to use against Empoleon. I don't think it one-shots, but it probably is pretty close. I imagine this Earthquake's going to come out, and then we're going to dip into Swampert. We get both shields. Nice. So we have a 2-shield lead now. Probably going to use one of the shields here on this Hydro Cannon, or even Ice Beam. Ice Beam would probably do a lot more damage. But Hydro Cannon is a insane move in its own right, so good job waiting and not throwing right away. It lets you gain a little bit more energy here. Although I don't think this KOs, but you probably can farm down, right? Oh, it does KO. Wow, that's insane. Probably shield this and then just go for the Earthquake. The Earthquake definitely will do at least 50% damage to this Empoleon, so definitely will KO it here. And yeah, this team's looking really good. I actually saw a few Empoleon also. I think it's a very spicy pick. Obviously, it has that steel typing, so it's probably pretty good against Togekiss. The same way it was in Ultra League, it's going to beat Togekiss in all shield scenarios, I assume. Yeah, just because it's resisting Charm. Charm's still going to do a decent amount of damage if you get locked in, just because Charm's such a strong move. And it looks like everyone's leading Dragonite. This is crazy. So maybe that's why we started leading Snorlax here, because he noticed Swampert is not having a good matchup against Dragonite, and we're having to bring in that Snorlax anyways, so might as well start off with it, right? Is this going to be Draco Meteor? No, Hurricane. Okay, so Hurricane's a little better, but not really. I think you actually end up getting farmed down here. But you don't get one shot, so you can do a little bit more damage to the Dragonite before bringing in the Metagross to farm down. So my Dragonite, like I said, is a very old one, so it definitely doesn't have that Draco Meteor that it got on Community Day. So if you have Dragonite, there's definitely always going to be that choice. Your first move is going to definitely be Dragon Claw. It's just so fast to get to, and very good bait move in general. And then the second move, I have Hurricane just because I don't have a Legacy. But if you have the Community Day move, Draco Meteor, maybe try it out. Definitely don't get rid of it. If you only have one hundo, I'm not going to tell you to get rid of Draco Meteor. That move's obviously very good. You'll have to just decide whether or not that's something you want on your team or not. Draco Meteor, even against Metagross, still does a lot. I think it does something like 40-50%, and that's resisted. So it's a great move. So definitely you'll have to decide for yourself. Check out the Sims on PvPoke or something like that. So back to this game, sorry. They actually have the shield advantage, but they have a Metagross versus a Swampert. Now, probably... Oh, he's going to go straight double Earthquake. So he must know this matchup very well. It seems like at similar energy, even... Oh, he thought we were going to bait. He probably would have gotten to 2 Earthquakes, right? I assume that's why he came in with them. So, sorry if my voice is getting a little choppy here. We usually don't do this long of a video, but I wanted to get out as much coverage as I could to y'all in the first few days of Premier Cup, so I wanted this video is going a little longer than usual. Probably have about 7 more battles, probably like 4 more battles, 5. So they come in with Snorlax, we throw the Body Slam here. I guess he's baiting, or he just wants to show that he has Body Slam so that the Snorlax doesn't shield on the other side when we actually go for the superpower at some point. I don't know how much superpower does to a Snorlax from a Snorlax, but I guess we're about to find out, I would assume. Straight up going for it. So they're a little ahead on HP, so that's probably why he's going for this, to gain an advantage here. This probably doesn't KO this Body Slam, even though we have a defense drop. But these licks are definitely going to take us out, even though they're double resistant. Oh my gosh, we got to the Body Slam. That is awesome. So a shield probably coming out because the Snorlax has so much energy. Oh no, it was CMP. This Snorlax could have definitely farmed down. He just miscounted, I think. So that's really unfortunate because now you're down a shield and you're going to get farmed down. That sucks. And you don't have the energy to even throw a move to bait even an Earthquake or something like that. So going straight for the Earthquake here, our opponent's already down 1 shield, so could get the full second shield here. Does go for the block, comes in with the Swampert, has the Earthquake ready, doesn't throw it, and gets the Hydro Cannon onto this Togekiss. Very nice. Has enough for a second one here, or almost enough. I thought it showed fully filled. So I have been noticing that glitch around a little bit. It shows that you have 2 when you actually don't. Yeah, so he's going to let the Swampert go. He knows he's got the Metagross in the back, and he's just going to try to get to the Earthquake here, right, against the other Metagross, and just use your shields. Our opponent probably should just forfeit. Yeah, forfeits. Nice. So I think we're around 25-40 here. I think that was what it said. Looks like we've gone back to a Swampert lead. Just switching up those leads based on feel, I guess. This is definitely just a Body Slam, so it takes Snorlax 3 Body Slams, I think, to win this matchup, with all the lick damage included. And we're going straight for the Earthquake. So I usually go for the triple Hydro, but in Ultra League, I guess. But in Master League, it looks like you're going to need to land a good catch here. You're going to need to land an Earthquake onto the Snorlax to do half its health. Such a good catch here. It's really hard to count the Lick energy gain, but actually he said he doesn't count at all, so it's just a feel for him, and he's going to go straight for the superpower here, which would KO the Snorlax, especially since the opponent's Snorlax already has the debuff from their own. And Body Slam's still going to do about 30% to Togekiss, so might as well throw it off. You're already going to get KO'd by these Charms. Ooh, and they really want to keep it alive, which is interesting, because they have to know that there's a Metagross in the back. Garchomp. So, actually, our opponent's in a really good position. We probably have to shield, even if this is Sand Tomb, just to get extra damage off against this Garchomp. Oh, what a brazen call. Absolute monster. And we get the Flash Cannon off too. That is so good. I think if this Hydro Cannon lands, it's in farm down range. Okay, it doesn't land, but it'll get one shot by this Meteor Mash at this point, and probably just shield. This is definitely going to be Sand Tomb, because it could have Earthquake, I guess, but most Garchomps go Sand Tomb and I think it's Outrage. So the big Dragon move, which isn't going to be as effective, obviously against Steel types, right? So this Meteor Mash is going to KO, and then he's going to come back in with Togekiss, which is going to get one shot by this Meteor Mash. And that is GG's in this game for sure. So, yeah, Swampert's really doing work. And our Aerosol, oh my gosh, I probably should have figured out how to say the name before making the video, is doing really well at switching out during moves and taking resisted damage. So that's always a really good thing here. Interesting to come in with Metagross here. You gotta be worried about an Earthquake, and this Lick damage is actually super effective, so it's doing a lot of damage taking it down. Goes for the bait, I think the Earthquake bait here, which means that the Metagross probably won't shield the next move, because there's no way it could get to another Earthquake, right? But Superpower does a pretty decent damage, right? It's neutral. Ooh, that would have been nice to get off. Actually, might have been able to KO. Maybe not because of the attack drop. But it's okay. Swampert's probably going to shield here. No. Gosh, we're really thrifty on these shields. I thought he was going to go for the farm down here, actually. He goes for the damage and then farm down? Oh, nice. Very nice. The undercharge is so underrated. Ooh, Melodic. So Melodic is probably doing something similar to Kyogre in Masters. It's sort of just a safe swap that has Waterfall. I think it has Surf and Blizzard as well. It might have a Dragon move. I'm not 100% sure. But it's pure Water type as well, so really going to be hurting from Grass and Electric, which there aren't really going to be any of those except for Magnezone in this league. And Magnezone is probably only going to be on 10% of teams. That's how many times I saw it. That's how many times I've seen it in this video as well, or in this set of videos. And it's going to be doing pretty good damage to Metagross, but we had the shields here. Plus, it looks like we're going to try to catch. Wow. It would have been crazier if that was like a Draco Meteor or something insane. But this Dragon Claw won't KO, but it would be very tough to win this game. You can't really farm down, and I don't think a Meteor Mash would KO that Dragonite anyways. So taking a screenshot here, might be one of the locals, someone he knows. Oof. So now we really wish we had led that Swampert, right? This matchup's okay as well. The problem is the... oh, he's just straight going for it. I love it. The problem is the... oh, he eats the move here. Sorry. The problem is, I get caught up in the videos too. Sometimes I just want to watch some games, right? The problem is Snorlax is still going to be taking a lot from these Wild Charges, and Wild Charge is just such a strong move. But once you get that defense debuff, it really leaves the door open for a farm down from a Pokemon that is good against it. So he comes in with his safe swap of Snorlax. Probably is just going to let this Metagross go. this Body Slam will KO even though it's resisted just because we're so low. And probably come in with our own and pressure this probably just with Body Slam. I wouldn't even go for the superpowers here because that debuff's really going to hurt you in this mirror, and you're eventually going to be able to take it out anyways with the Body Slams. So you might as well go for the move that doesn't hurt you as much. We still have the Swampert in the back for Magnezone, and Magnezone is actually in farm down range completely, I think. And have they showed their other Pokemon? No, it's a Metagross. So, gonna throw this superpower and then dip, I think. And then bringing in the Swampert, who's gonna be good against Magnezone and Metagross. So the Swampert actually has a lot on his shoulders. It's gonna have to do a lot. And he's just shielding this because he knows them. Ooh, no CMP swap out, hopefully. Okay, yeah, they swapped out the Snorlax. I forgot about that. So he's gonna go for the double Earthquake. Because he knows he can get to it because he shielded once. And now this game's really out of reach for our opponent because Snorlax is already so low. He's going to have to shield Snorlax because Magnezone in the back is just going to get farmed down. Yeah, I think he needed to shield that Snorlax. Even though it doesn't seem like something that you should be doing, you can't save Magnezone in the back against a ground user or mud shot. So another freaking Dragonite lead. It looks like this is really the lead of choice by a lot of people. And this is when we had Snorlax in the lead. Looks like we just keep switching, like I said. And these games were back-to-back. You can see the time in the top. Well, there are 2 sessions, but this session was back-to-back games, and he looks like he switched up the lead. Probably noticing Magnezone more in the back, wanting a good switch in against that. And just having a safe lead up in front that can pretty much go neutral against everything. And then maybe bring it down and then have it farm. So that's what actually the strategy looks like. I probably should have asked him exactly what he was trying to do. But it looks like Snorlax in the lead, what it does is it loses a lot of neutral matchups, but it has neutral matchups against everything. So even if it loses those matchups, you can bring something down so low that it gets farmed by something in the back. And if it's getting farmed by Metagross, like I said, is the defining Pokemon in this cup. So if the defining Pokemon in the cup has an energy advantage, you're going to be doing so good, right? Probably wants to try to catch a Meteor Mash, I would say. Maybe he shields and go for a double Earthquake. I think he will make it to this Earthquake, and then probably switch out to Swampert, I would think, right? Or does he stay in here and just take a hit? Nope, coming in with Swampert, getting a little bit of an energy advantage. It is Togekiss. It is going to take 2 Hydro Cannons to get it down to 10%, but I don't think you can actually farm down on Swampert, so it probably takes 3 Hydro Cannons here to KO the Togekiss. You don't want to risk farming it down because Charm is doing so much damage. Oh yeah, and it's actually got so much health left here. Really? So he lets his Swampert die there. He actually stopped attacking. He wants to have energy advantage here on Metagross. And he has a shield. This is going to be so close because we're at so low health. But we are ahead of it. It won't get to a Meteor Mash before we get to an Earthquake. The question is, do the Bullet Punches take us out? Oh my god. This last game, really take a look at this last game. You notice the Swampert stopped throwing moves. It didn't want to do any damage to that Togekiss because he knew that he wanted to be able to farm it down with Metagross, get that energy, have enough for an Earthquake, and KO the opposing Metagross. So thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for sending these videos in for Aerosol. And yeah, if anyone else wants to send any videos in, definitely hit me up in the comments section or hit me up on Twitter DM, and we can definitely get your videos out. It can be Premier or Master. I'm going to go over both, and then I'll also get my games out onto YouTube as soon as I can. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.